Good morning, Breakfast Club family. This is Mark Stevens for our host, Joe Shute, and our special guest today, Anson Ashby. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. Looking for some great content today, and we're going to get right into it because I want to make sure that Anson has all the time that he needs. So what I would suggest that you get out your pens and your pencils and your papers and get ready to take some great notes, even though you can get a review of the broadcast about 10 minutes after we are finished today. But still, if you take some notes now, it'll just make it even much easier for you. So again, we have one of the co-owners of Tools Rock with us today, Anson Ashby, back, and he's going to give us some great information on Facebook and maybe some other things as well. So Anson, good morning to you. How you doing? And welcome back to the Breakfast Club.
I'm doing great, Mark. Thanks for having me on. Thank you for everyone taking some time to join the Breakfast Club. It's always an honor to speak with you guys and present to you. So I'm really looking forward to it. Today we're going to go over. We're going to kind of take the next step to what we went over on Tuesday, I believe it was Tuesday night, which was we talked a lot about kind of setting up that foundation for your Facebook account and really kind of setting it up so that you can start to attract the right people into your network, start to make those connections. We talked about, building the brand of you. We talked about kind of the mindset of going into a Facebook marketing effort. And from there, I want to, and I know that this was something that Joe wanted me to do because there's a lot of people that just aren't, they're not even using Facebook. Maybe some people may not even have a Facebook account. And so what I wanted to do today is to really just go through, setting up like the account, right, and the different functions and steps you want to take to setting up your account, setting it up properly, getting your security settings up to date, up to speed, so that you're really optimizing that Facebook page. So what I'll do is I am going to go ahead and do a screen share. So hold on real quick. And while I'm doing this, if anyone does have questions from the previous session, which was on Tuesday, any follow-up questions from there, you can definitely do those. Alrighty. So Mark, let me know when you can see my screen, and we'll be off and running.
Okay, I can see it right now.
Okay, so you should be able to see my Facebook timeline here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's go through, like I said, we're going to go through the real basics of setting up that page, but setting it up in a way that is going to really kind of be aligned with the brand that you're trying to create, and ultimately be aligned with, helping generate those connections that will propel your business, that will get your business moving forward, get you kind of increasing the just your network, right? It's all about building that list, and Facebook is a really, really great way of doing that. But again, we got to make sure we're doing it right. Okay, so the first thing we talked about, or the first thing we're going to talk about today, is just the profile, right? And the images and how to do it. So I'm just going to walk you guys through the basic steps. So the first is your profile picture. Okay, so that's the little picture right here, right? And to add that picture, you can just click on this update your profile picture, and it's going to give you a couple options. You can go ahead and choose from some of the pictures that you have in your Facebook account. If you're just getting started, then you're not going to have any pictures in that Facebook account. You can take a photo of yourself from your computer, or you can go ahead and upload a picture from your desktop. Okay. So my suggestion would be, take a picture that is going to reflect your brand. Okay, so if you're a family person, you may want to have a picture with the kids. If you're a business person, you may want to have a picture where you're kind of dressed nicely. I don't recommend having pictures of you and your cats, or you and in a clown outfit or a Halloween costume. I don't believe that's going to help your efforts in attracting the right people into your network. Okay, so that's the profile. Again, you just click on that little camera icon. It's going to give you those three options. You pick the option that works best for you, and then you just upload it. Very simple. Okay. The next is the cover photo. Okay. So again, the cover photo is going to give you some options, right? You're going to choose from your photos, right? These are your photos in Facebook. You can upload a photo from your desktop, and obviously you can then reposition it and whatnot. So again, very simple stuff. You can get these photos from anywhere, right? Just go to Google Images. You can find a good photo that again reflects your brand, tells a story about you, and you can download it onto your desktop. And then from there, you just quickly click on that little camera button and pull that photo right onto your Facebook timeline. Okay, so this timeline here is kind of the entryway into people getting to know you. So it's important that you get the right pictures in there. Okay, that's the first thing people see when they go to your timeline. Okay, so now the next thing is your privacy settings. So if you go to the top right, there's a little down arrow, and you can go to settings. Okay, now the settings, really, there's the most important settings are in an effort to protect your brand. Okay, so as you start to add content and make those connections, you want to be able to secure what people are able to do on your timeline. The first thing you're going to do is just go to this security button here, and you want, obviously, I put the login alert. If somebody logs into Facebook, I get an alert on my cell phone. I just don't, for security reasons, I want to know if somebody's logging in, right? But that's really the only thing that you need to kind of go into on the security one. On the privacy one, this one is important. Okay, so who can see your future posts? I do public, right? Because I want anybody to be able to see what I'm putting out there. Okay, so I do public, right? Review all the posts and things you're tagged in. Okay, so this is an important one. So for those that aren't familiar with tagging is when somebody will write a post, or somebody you're connected with on Facebook will write a post, and they'll tag you in it. Okay, and I can show you how to tag people a little bit later. But what that does is that tag is going to show up on your timeline. That post is going to show up on your timeline. And so you want to be able to review what that person's posting before it shows up on your timeline. Okay, because let's say you have a old college buddy that found an old picture of you in a compromising position, and they tag you in that hey, they say, hey, remembering the great times, Anson, and you're tagged on it, and then the picture shows up on your timeline for everybody to see. Okay, so you don't want that to happen. You want to be able to review any pictures that, or any posts that people tag you on. Okay, who can contact me? Okay, this is an important one because a lot of people will not allow everybody to contact them. I mean, listen, you're trying to grow your business here. You're trying to, you're trying to connect with people. So you want you want anybody to be able to contact you. Now, we can go into blocking a little bit later. If you have like a somebody that you don't want to be contacting you, you can always block them. Okay, and then who can look me up? Again, you want to keep this as open as possible. Okay, because we're trying to build a network here. Okay, the next part is the timeline and tagging. Okay, this is an important one. who can post on your timeline. Okay, you can see here I have only me. That's important, right? Because you don't want people to go to your Facebook timeline and write something. Okay, that's just common sense. You don't want people to be able to write stuff on your posts. Okay, again, we have the review posts. Friends tag you in before you appear on before they appear on your timeline. I have that on, and that's really the most important stuff. Okay, so this part here is important. Only you are able to write on your timeline. Okay, so hopefully that's pretty basic, pretty clear. You don't want people to be able to add stuff on there. The blocking, again, that's pretty simple. You can just add the person's name here and say I want this person blocked. Okay, if there's somebody who's constantly messaging you, constantly tagging you, and you're not really happy with the information they're putting in there, you can block that person. Okay, so that is the security settings. Let's go back into the timeline here. Okay, so we talked about tagging. So tagging is, like I said, when you add people to the post, and it's a great thing to do if you want certain people to see what you're saying. Okay, so if you have a a great quote or something really great happened to you, and you want maybe some influential people to see it, and you're friends with them on Facebook, then you can tag them. The way you do that is, you write your post up there, and then you click on this tag people in your post, and you just write the name of the person that you want tagged on that post. Okay, and it's real simple. You'll start to type in the name, and Facebook is going to start to search through your connections, your friend list, to find that person's name. Okay, so again, very simple stuff. Now let's talk about your about section. So let's go here, right where the about section is. Okay, the about section is really important because, again, this is like your bio. This is who you are. This is the brand that you're creating. So I try to get as descriptive as possible. Okay, occupation, education. You want to add as many connecting features as possible, right? As many sticky features as possible. What I mean by that is, sometimes people will search by university or by likes or by location, right? And if you have all those listed in your about section, then your name will pop up, right? So you want to have as many kind of sticky features as you can. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, the other thing is also your likes. So let's go to my likes here. We talked about photos on the last call. You want to make sure the photos in here are, again, reflect your brand and, are professional and tell the right story. Okay, hopefully there's no real questions about that. Okay, let's see here. Now, I mentioned here likes. So you'll see as I scroll down through my my timeline, or not my timeline, my about section. These are movies I like, musicians I like, books I like, sports teams I like, people I follow. So there's a whole of different attributes that I can attach to me. Okay, and that's, again, very important. The more similarities you have with people, the greater that connection can be. Okay, you went to the same school, you like the same books, you like the same movies, maybe you live in the same area of the country. These are all features that are going to help draw people in to your network. Okay, hopefully there's no questions about that. Liking something or liking somebody is very easy. All you do is just type it into the search bar here, and you'll see kind of some of your options, and then from there you can click on the like button, right? So pretty basic, pretty simple. Okay. So let's go back here to the timeline. Okay, so really I've pretty much covered the real basic stuff. So again, you got that picture, you got the cover photo. You're going to set up those security settings to make sure that you're protecting your brand, right? You're disabling the ability for people to tag you and it to auto-populate on your timeline. You're not allowing people to post on your timeline. Okay, those are really the two biggest ones. All right. So are there any questions on that? And then we talked about the, kind of setting up that story, that bio, right? Where you work, where you live, where you went to school, what you like, who you're following. Those are all part of the story and the brand of you. The other thing that I would definitely suggest you not doing is, as your occupation, don't put you're a Carrot Bar, distributor or Carrot Bar affiliate. You can say things like you're self-employed, you're a home-based business coach, you're a currency expert. I mean, something that gives people an idea of what you do, but you don't want to mention the name, right? We talked about the other day that one of the things you're not going to do as you start to create content is talk about Carrot Bars. You're not going to say, wow, I just made $500 with Carrot Bars. Sorry about that. So you want because if you start doing that, people are going to then start to just research the company on their own, and you may lose them. I mean, if they join, they may join under somebody else, right? So you want to just create that intrigue, that curiosity, and so the same is true for your pictures, for your occupation. The pictures don't have a big banner of you standing in front of a banner of Carrot Bars, right? You want to have you can add as many pictures as you want, but you just want to create have that barrier of anonymity with regards to the actual company. They'll find out the company once you get on the phone with them or once they go to your website, right? But we don't want them to know that until we get to that point. Okay. Okay, great. All right, guys. So, are there any questions? Again, we wanted to keep this pretty basic. The other thing you can do if you have you're mentioning is kind of the opposite of what I've done in the past on Facebook. So they've got pictures of things that maybe don't reflect their brand. They've said things that don't reflect their brand. That's totally fine, right? Because you can actually go in and you can start to remove things that you don't want. Okay, so you can literally go into any post on your timeline as far back as you've been on Facebook, and you can remove the post. Okay, you can also add in things in the past. So let's say you started a business in 2012. Well, you can go back to 2012 and you can actually say, hey, I just started my business. Okay, now it's not going to show up on anybody's on any of your friends' timeline, but when somebody actually comes to look at your timeline and they start reviewing it, they'll say, oh, okay, so they started a business in 2012. So you can actually go back in time, start removing the stuff that doesn't reflect your brand, that's not going to help in growing your business, growing your network of qualified people, and you can just take all that stuff out. Okay, so that is, like I said, we wanted to keep this very basic. Are there any questions with regards to the security settings, the pictures, the bio, removing some of the old posts that maybe don't reflect your brand? The groups you belong to do show up. Yeah. So if you're part of any group that again, is not going to help your brand, then I would take it out. See, you can see here down at the bottom, groups. Okay, so the question is, how do I enter a picture in the background? Your cover photo. Again, you're going to have a picture on your desktop, right? Your computer, and you can get those pictures from anywhere. I mean, you can go to Google Images and find a picture that you like and download that picture onto your desktop, and then you just click on this little camera button here, and you upload photo, and then it's going to ask you to find the picture on your desktop, and then you just upload it. Okay, so it's Facebook makes most of this stuff pretty easy, pretty intuitive. Okay, gotcha. You're a part of the Carrot Bars World group. Um, you know that you may want to take that out. That is going to give away the company name, so you may want to take that out. Okay, Mark, do you have any questions or anything to add to this? Again, I wanted to keep this real basic for today.
No, I don't, Anson. What you've said. I tell you what, it's helped me a lot because I've always sort of been against social media because I'm more of a private person, believe it or not. But the more that what I'm seeing today, it makes me not so nervous now. Because of what you've said, and I'll go back over the tape as well, that I can, keep certain things out or whatever. That's always been my fear of having my personal life out there. Not that it's bad, because it's not, but it's just that I don't, because people, can do some mean things, and I've, friends of mine have experienced some things that weren't too pleasant, and I said I'd never want to experience that. So, and what you've taught today, you can protect yourself. And the other thing I'll comment on is the fact that no, you don't want to put your business out there, like right in somebody's face, because, like you said, they'll go join somebody else, and then somebody could put something on there, if they have that ability to do that, that can be negative to your business, and that doesn't help you at all. So doing it the right way and the proper way is very important. I see that, and I see how that can be done. So the more I learn about this, the more comfortable I can feel.
Right. No, that's a great point. And the other thing too is you can, a lot of people use Facebook, just to connect with family, right? Keep in touch with family and maybe close friends, and they talk about their kids and whatnot. You can actually control who sees your posts. Okay, so let's say I write, great day with the family at the state fair. I write it in here, and then I can actually come to this where it says public, and I click on that drop down, and I can say, I just want my friends to see this, okay? Or with more options, you can actually select close friends. You can select, different groups. Some of the stuff you have to create ahead of time, like you have to create a list of close friends. You can also create custom lists, okay? So, if it's, you can create a custom list of just your family, for example, and you would say, hey, I just want this post sent to my family, and I only want my family to be able to see that post. So you can also control it that way. So yeah, there's a lot of different, controls that will, like you said, Mark, protect you.
Yeah, I tell you, that makes me real comfortable. It makes me, you want to use it more, because usually my daughters actually set up Facebook for me. I didn't, because I just didn't want to be on it. And so mostly when I'm on it, it's just with family and everything. But to use it for business in this type of way with the protection, I can feel more comfortable in doing it now. So the more that I learn about it, the better that I feel. And I'm quite sure Joe feels the same way. We've both been like the same, as far as that. No, I'm not getting on Facebook. I don't want to do that.
Right. Right.
Now, this makes it a lot better. It makes it more attractive too.
Absolutely, and even people who comment on your posts, You can remove their comments, right? Like, let's say you make a comment about, you know, I just generated 200 leads, you know, yesterday from a great service. If you want to know what that is, you know, just private message me. And somebody goes on there and said, oh, you know, leads are garbage. I know the best way to generate leads. You're out of your mind, right? You can go in and you can actually you see this comment here? I can actually, there's an X that comes up here, and I click on hide that comment. So that now if somebody goes in there and starts looking at my timeline, they're not going to see that comment.
Great.
Right? And then, of course, you can block that person, right? If that person, you know, if somebody's commenting on your post, you know, negatively, you can, you know, hide it and then also block it. Okay? The other thing, here's a great question. How much personal and how much business posts? That's a great question. I'm going to actually do a training on generating content. I'll go through that. But it's, you know, there's no right or wrong answer to that. It all really depends on, you know, what your brand is, what you're trying to communicate to your network. But my suggestion is to have both, a combination of both, because part of what you're looking to do in you know, social media is let people get to know you, not just, you know that you have your business, but you want them to get to know you as well as a person, right? Because a lot of times in network marketing, you know, people join companies not so much for the company, but for the people involved. Okay, and so we're going to go through a lot more detail on that, on creating that content, but that is a great question. Okay, so let's see here. I have another business which I have a business page. Will the rules be different for that? Well, business pages themselves have different settings, right? And different functionality. Okay, like on a business page, you can't actually go and friend people. But you want to keep the business page, you know, more business than personal, right? You're not going to put on your business page, hey, just went to the, you know, state fair with my family, had a great time. You're going to talk mostly about the business. Okay. Bill, yeah, we're going to do a similar series with LinkedIn as well. Okay, let's see here. Any other questions? I think I got everybody.
Yeah, I think you've covered everything. I don't see any other ones either.
Great.
So, okay, Anson, if you want to have any final comments, and we'll get ready to close out here.
Okay, great. Yeah, so I appreciate everybody coming on, and you know, a lot of you had some really great questions. We're going to do this again next Tuesday evening, I believe, in which we'll kind of continue moving forward. We're going to go through content, and then if we can fit it in, we're going to start actually getting into like creating a strategy, right? So, you know, similar to you know, how a company would create a marketing strategy, we're going to start to create a strategy for you to really start getting those connections and connecting with the right people, and then, you know, obviously moving them into the sales process. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Mark. Thanks again for everybody for coming on, and hopefully you got some value out of it, and look forward to seeing you guys here again on Tuesday evening.
Okay, answer one before you go. Can you just answer? This is the last question that I see. It'll be the last one. Hortensia wants to know that how can you delete info that you no longer want on Facebook, such as date of birth?
Okay, yeah, great question. Okay, so that you can do in your settings, like that particular, you know. So let's go down to settings. Okay, let me see here. Where is that? Hold on, maybe, let me go back to, maybe in here. See that where it has like a little keypad or like a lock, it looks like a lock, privacy checkup. You can click on that. And let's see here, next steps. Okay, here. So you go to that little looks like a padlock. You click on privacy checkup. You click on next steps twice, and then here it says your birthday, and I want friends of friends to see it, or I want only me to see it. Okay. Now I appreciate you asking that question, so now everybody knows how old I am. And then for the year, right? So if you can see here, I have only I can see the year. Okay, but I can, people can see the date, but only I can see the year. Okay, so that's how you would. You don't have to remove that, but you can just set it so that nobody can see it.
Okay, Hortensia, hopefully that helps you. I'm telling you that the more you learn about this, it's a great tool. It's really,
Absolutely.
you should be on it. So I tell you, Anson, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming today, because I tell you, it's making me feel more comfortable that now it kind of makes me want to be on Facebook. So, like I said, the main thing I worry about is privacy and stuff like that. But you helped me out there, so I'm quite sure that when Joe sees this, he'll be feeling the same way as well. And everything.
Yeah, we're going to get our goal is to get you and Joe on Facebook. That's the goal.
Okay, well, we'll get it done. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you for coming today. Peace and blessings to you. Go out, make it a great day. Share your information with somebody. Change your life, a career, a family, city, state, and country. Most of all, help us change this world one by one. Because, like I said, we don't need to stress. What we need is the time freedom, the financial freedom, and be able to spend the time with our family and the people that we so love. So peace and blessings to you. Go out and make it a great day, and we will see you on Monday on the Breakfast Club. Make it a great day, everybody.